Most roads serve a simple utility, getting people from one place to another. The vast majority of roads are unremarkable and pragmatic, but sometimes roads cut through remote corners of the world that boggle the mind. Today, we're looking at the craziest roads in the world. Bayburt Highway, also known as D915, is one of the most challenging roads in the world. Located in the Trabzon province, Turkey, the road is extreme. It is bordered by a drop of hundreds of meters, unprotected by guardrails. It's definitely not for anyone suffering from vertigo or a fear of landslides. Only the truly brave should ever drive down. This road has humbled many egos. One mistake, and it's a free fall to your demise. The road links Ob, a town in Trabzon province in the Black Sea region, and Bayburt, a city in northeast Turkey, lying on the Kora River. It has a length of 106 kilometers and includes 29 steep hairpins. The road is in dreadful condition and requires strong nerves to negotiate. It's certainly breathtaking, and it has a fearsome reputation. It still remains an adrenaline-pumping journey and is definitely not for the faint of lungs, heart, or legs. The road was built by Russian soldiers in 1916, and the unpaved surface feels like a return to pre-civilization life. Parts of the road are routinely closed in wintertime due to snow blizzards and ice. The 66-mile D915 has 29 hairpin turns, where you cannot turn at some of the bends in a single maneuver, according to Central European News. And with no railings, one miss will send a motorist plunging to his or her doom. A bus ride along one of the world's riskiest roads leads to altitude headaches, wild experiences, and one of the last chances to see Tibet in its former glory. Located in one of the most remote parts of the world, the Sichuan-Tibet Highway is deemed to be one of the deadliest roads in the world. However, the dangerous status is second only to the Sichuan-Tibet Highway's reputation as one of the most scenic drives in the Asian continent, if not the world. The southern route is often used as a pilgrimage route to get to the holy city of Lhasa, the most revered city in Tibet, and the center of Tibetan Buddhism. Every day, Tibetan Buddhists from the western region of Sichuan set out on the 2,149-kilometer journey across the wildlands of western Sichuan in the beautiful valleys of Ningxi to reach the city of Lhasa. And it is not only the devout Tibetan Buddhists who follow this path. In more recent years, it has become a rite of passage for many Han Chinese youths in search of a challenge and fulfillment that life in the modern urban cities does not seem to offer. The spectacular scenery includes the beauty of the Yarlung Zambo Grand Canyon and the snow mountain of Mount Ganga, not to mention the expansive Myoya grasslands. Though many have perished on the Sichuan-Tibet Road, it is undoubtedly worth it for the spectacular views. Due to abysmal driving conditions and frequent inclement weather, Yungas Road in Bolivia is included on several lists of the planet's most dangerous routes. Starting from La Paz, the world's highest capital at 3,660 meters in altitude, Yungas Road first climbs to 4,650 meters at La Cumbre Pass and then makes a steep descent to the town of Coroico at an altitude of only 1,200 meters. This drop of over 3,650 meters is one of the longest stretches of continuous downhill road in the world. By some estimates, between 200 and 300 people pass away every year on the road. The route was constructed by Paraguayan prisoners of war from the deadly Chaco conflict of the 1930s in order to connect La Paz with Las Yungas and the Amazon. In 1995, the Inter-American Development Bank declared it the world's most dangerous road, an unenviable moniker that is still in use today. However, the vistas are truly magnificent. They include a lush cloud forest rich in vegetation, which marks where the Andes drop down into the Amazon. Take in the views, but try not to get distracted enough to fall off a cliff. The village of Guoliang has always been isolated from the rest of the world. High in the Taihong Mountains of the Henan province, the only access to civilization were some steep, narrow stairs embedded in the mountainside, called the Sky Ladder, a treacherous, slippery climb even for the most nimble and sure-footed of the villagers, or their rare company callers. Selling their animals and other necessities for supplies, the people of Guoliang sent down 13 of their strongest workers. The team of men, not an engineer among them, set about carving a roadway inch by inch, using nothing but hand tools, patience, and determination. In 1977, 5 years after beginning their colossal undertaking, the villagers had managed to dig out a tunnel that was 1 mile long, 16 feet tall, and 13 feet wide. During that time, they used more than 12 tons of drill rods and 4,000 hammers. It was made to be wide enough to fit a compact car, and is still in use to this day. Some call it the eighth wonder of the world. The Karakoram Highway is an ancient Silk Road turned international highway that connects Pakistan and the entire Indian subcontinent to China. It has been traversed by traders and curious travelers alike for many centuries, as the route goes through the three highest and most beautiful mountain ranges in the world: the Himalayas, the Karakoram, and the Hindu Kush. Completed in 1979 and opened to the public in 1985, the Karakoram Highway, formerly known as the China-Pakistan Friendship Highway, is a 1,300-kilometer road that links Hassan Abdal with Kashgar, the second most important city in Xinjiang Province, China. Twisting through the Himalayas, visitors can gawk at 8,000-meter cliffs surrounding them on all sides. Drivers should be careful, because the altitude alone is enough to make you lightheaded. However, the trip will definitely be worth it for those spectacular views. Sojila Pass is one of the most important mountain passes in India. At an elevation of 11,575 feet above sea level, the pass links a mid-lay in the western Himalayan mountain ranges and Srinagar. This strip of rock is not a good place for a lazy Sunday drive. The road is flanked by enormous escarpments that descend into sheer cliffs. Before the implementation of this road, drivers needed to pass around the western Himalayas in a maneuver that would take around 20 hours. Now, even in the best conditions, the road is dangerous, but it is usually closed in December and January, simply because the road is too treacherous no matter what vehicle you possess. When the snow starts to thaw, it takes authorities a full 2 months just to clear the pass again for use in the spring, meaning that it is only truly functional for 8 months of the year. In unmaintained areas, it's nothing more than a one-lane crumbling dirt trail that hugs some of the tallest mountains in the world, with an immense demise waiting for those who show up unprepared. Needless to say, conquering this beast requires relentless driver attention, along with a reliable set of wheels. When it comes to driving the Hana Highway on Maui, it's the journey, not the destination, that is the main attraction. There are few words that can describe the beauty of this drive, with its cliffs cloaked in green and lush valleys bursting with waterfalls. Curves hug the coast and gaze over an ocean that stretches uninterrupted all the way to the Alaskan coastline. Couple that with black, red, and white sand beaches, a multitude of trails, and beautiful gardens, and you've discovered the highway to heaven itself. The road is dotted with restaurants and amazing hikes that culminate in stunning waterfalls. Visitors walk through tangled bamboo forests and picturesque ocean vistas. But this drive is not for the faint of heart. It includes 620 curves and 59 bridges, each of which offers a vertiginous peek of the cliffs and ocean below. The Skippers Canyon Road, located in the southwest of New Zealand's South Island, is today one of New Zealand's better-known scenic roads, and unbelievably scary, as it's totally narrow and difficult to maneuver your car. This gravel road, with a length of 16.5 miles, carved by hand by miners over 140 years ago, is made from a very narrow cut in the middle of a sheer cliff face. It's a road so dangerous that your rental car insurance won't be honored if you drive on it. The road was built during the gold rush, when a precarious pack track was the only access to Skippers Township and the upper Shotover diggings. Constructed between 1883 and 1890, the Skippers Road was considered a major engineering feat in its day. The miners who built the road in the late 1800s didn't think much about luxury, though. It's unpaved and very narrow. If you were unlucky enough to encounter an oncoming car, one of you will need to back up carefully until you find a place wide enough to pass. If you want to test your fitness, mountain biking is also an option. The stretch of road in the South Island is the third most dangerous in the world, according to an international watchdog website. Los Caracoles Pass, or the Snails Pass, is a twisting mountain road located in a remote section of the Andes Mountains on the Chilean side of the border with Argentina. The path climbs to an elevation of 10,419 feet, has no roadside safety barriers, and is frequented by large trucks. The road has many steep slopes and sharp turns without fences. The road is snow-covered almost all year long. Snow, together with the complex natural landscape, requires extreme patience and driving skills to drive in emergency situations. However, this road is maintained in working condition, which significantly reduces the number of accidents on it. Trucks and even double-decker tourist buses travel daily on this road. The route demands 100% concentration, passing through some of the most remote areas in South America. This road has humbled many egos. It shouldn't be attempted by novice drivers. The Chilean side of the road is very difficult to navigate, with one of the most winding routes in the world, giving the appearance of the coil of a fridge from the air. Drivers must remain cautious, as the pass has been known to claim the lives of careless drivers. With intense traffic, especially full of slow-moving heavy vehicles, accidents are rife. Norway is renowned for its stunning fjords, scenic mountains, and friendly populace. Some have called the Atlantic Highway in Norway the most beautiful drive in the world. The road passes through lush scenery along the Atlantic coast. Opening in 1989, the highway connects the mainland with a series of smaller islands, providing jaw-dropping views along the way. In the summer, the road is dry, but in the winter, massive waves can send foam and water spilling over the pavement. For centuries, the ocean has been of great importance in Norway, both as a means of transport, but also to industry, recreation, and activities. In the communities close to the Atlantic Ocean, the fishing industry has been of great importance for generations. The Atlantic Road is not only an improvement for transporting goods for the fishing industry, but also a magnificent journey for anyone who wants to experience the unique combination of nature and engineering, whether by car, foot, or bike.